Hi everybody, it's Dr. M. I wanted to talk with you today about things that are in our control and things that are out of our control. And why is this important? Well, right now it feels like a lot of things are kind of out of our control. And so I talked with you before about journaling and how sometimes that can help us to feel more in control. And I think that this will help. So this is for parents, caregivers, and kids, something y'all can do together because, as I said, I think it's really important to understand what we can control and what we can't, because once we realize what we can't control, then we can let go of some of that stuff. So what we're going to start with is our deep breathing. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose for 3 seconds and out through my mouth. And we're going to do this 3 times, okay? So let's start with our deep breaths in and out. And breathe in and out. And one more time, breathe in and out. Okay, so what I went ahead and did, and this is something that parents and kids, y'all can work on together, or parents, if you want to do this and kind of make a little game out of it as well. I went ahead and wrote out on several cards things that are in my control and things I know that are out of my control. If you want to work on it together, then that helps too, because you can do that even after you play this game. But I would always start out with a few things that you know that are in your control and out of your control, and just cut them out. And then I shuffled them up. And what I have out here, and if you don't have a hula hoop, that's okay. You can use a chalk or whatever to make a circle. So when I'm in the hula hoop, those are things that are in my control. These are things that I have a responsibility for, these things that I can respond to or do things with. But if it goes out of the hula hoop, then that's out of my control. These are things that I don't have any control over. I can control my responses to it, which is in the hula hoop, but when it comes down to it, I have no control over the decisions other people make. And you're going to see a theme with that. All right, so the wind might blow some of my stuff away, but just bear with me as we go through. So I've made my cards and I shuffled them up. So I'm going to go through a few of these with you and show you what I mean, how you can make a game out of it. So the first thing is losses. So things that we talked about before, things that we're grieving over, the loss of school, the loss of seeing our friends and some family. Can I control that? Do I have control over that? No, I don't. So that goes outside of my control. The future, I don't have any control over the future, right? So that also goes outside of my control. My self-care, so that means things that I'm doing for myself, writing, journaling, when I would like to watch my TV shows. Those are all things that are within my control, right? So now I can put that in the circle. These are things that I know I can do. I have to be intentional, which means I have to decide that this is what I'm going to do to help myself feel better. All right? What others believe. Can I control what others believe? No, I sure can't. So that goes outside of my control. The coronavirus. Do I have any control over that? I sure don't. However, let me find this one. Even though I don't have control over the coronavirus, I do have control of doing something that'll keep me safe, like washing my hands. So that goes back in my circle. So even when there's something that is out of my control, there's things I can do that keep it in my control. Let's see. I can also have control over my emotions, my responses, things that I do and say. So my deep breathing, all those good things, I have control over how I respond. So if something makes me angry, I have control over deciding to take a deep breath, to journal, to talk about it. So that is definitely the way my emotions and the way I respond to them is in my control. What about others' emotions? Do I have any control over how other people act or behave? Not at all. That's out of my control. Um, let's see. Keeping rooms neat and organized. Do I have control over that? Yep. I have control over, especially making up my bed, uh, washing the dishes, or doing stuff with my family, and we can all share in that responsibility. So I'm going to stop there because I hope you kind of get the picture with that. And there's other things I put, making up the bed, the weather, can't control the weather, others' mistakes, can't control that. What others say to me, can't control that either. My TV and screen time, can I control that? Yeah, I absolutely can. Um, my daughter's schedule, yeah, I can control that too. So that's also part of things that I can control. And like I said, I want you to think about why this is important. Why is it important for you to know, as kids and as parents and caregivers, what are the things that are in your control and outside of your control? And it can be really helpful to see that. So even if you don't have a hula hoop or chalk or whatever, you can even draw it out on a piece of paper, do the circle and write it out. And you can do a few things, but then have kids try to think about some things that are in your control or outside of your control, especially things that you've been feeling upset about. And try to think about, even though you can't, as I said, even things like losses, like so the loss of school, the loss of seeing friends and family, even though you may not be able to control that, there are things that you control, like how you respond to that. So again, what you do as far as self-care. So maybe you should journal, maybe you do just need to talk about it. Things like that can be really powerful and take back some of that control that we've lost with what's happening right now in the world. So I miss all of you. I hope everybody is doing well. And again, parents and caregivers, let me know if you need me to talk to your kids. You can email me and I would be happy to set up a meeting with them. All right, see you soon.